विष्टुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. Last class we have discussed the hydrolysis of alkyl gem dihalide, hydration of alkyne, oxidation of alcohol and ozonolysis of alkene. Now we will come to the D, that two are there. One is called dehydrogenation of alcohol and dry distillation of calcium salts of carboxylic acid. We will come to dehydrogenation of alcohol. So the dehydrogenating agent, just like oxidizing agent, reducing agent, hydrolytic agent, dehydrogenation is reduced copper. It is used as a reduced copper at 300 degree centigrade. This I have explained you what is meaning the word of the reduced copper. Again I am telling you, copper is a metal, electropositive metal. When put into atmosphere, moisture and oxygen, carbon dioxide, they react upon copper. So copper metal does not remain as a copper metal. The copper metal becomes copper oxide, copper hydroxide, copper carbonate. So we have to get into the atomic state. The copper metal in atomic state has the dehydrogenating, copper atom has the dehydrogenating ability. Why? Now copper atomic number is 29, electron configuration argon 18, 3d10, 4s1. One unpaired electron is there in the copper atom. Hence it can drag a hydrogen atom with its electron. So one electron of copper, another electron of hydrogen, they will get pair, and hydrogen atom can be removed. So one copper atom will remove one hydrogen atom. So hence copper should be in atomic state. So to do that reduced copper, how they get? They take copper and mix and aluminium proportionate amount, they melt it and prepare an alloy of copper and aluminium. Then they add hot sodium hydroxide. The hot sodium hydroxide dissolve aluminium to form sodium meta-aluminate. It goes off. Who remains? Pure copper remains. So there the copper remains in atomic state, and that copper is called reduced copper, and that is used for dehydrogenation purpose. So primary alcohol on dehydrogenation forms aldehyde, secondary alcohol on dehydrogenation forms ketone. So if you take the preparation, both aldehyde and ketone can be prepared by the dehydrogenation alcohol. Primary alcohol on dehydrogenation produces aldehyde, secondary alcohol on dehydrogenation produces ketone. Suppose we want to prepare acetaldehyde, so we have to take ethyl alcohol. So we will take CS3, this is ethyl alcohol, primary alcohol, CS3, HOH, this is ethyl alcohol, and we heat it with reduced copper. Heat to 300 degree centigrade. So this hydrogen atom and a hydrogen atom of this carbonyl carbon, they go as a hydrogen molecule. So a hydrogen molecule is removed, and so we get CS3COH. So this is acetaldehyde. Primary alcohol on dehydrogenation produces acetaldehyde. Now if you take secondary alcohol CS3, say isopropyl alcohol CS3CH OH, secondary alcohol, and this when we heat it at with reduced copper at 300 degree centigrade, and one molecule of hydrogen is lost. So this hydrogen atom, they go as a molecule of hydrogen, and we get here acetone, CH3CO plus H2. So this is acetone. So this is isopropyl alcohol. So secondary alcohol on dehydrogenation forms ketone, and primary alcohol on dehydrogenation. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 methods I have taught you. All the 5 methods we have read already, and the last method is the dry distillation of calcium salts of carboxylic acid, or decarboxylation of calcium salts of carboxylic acid. So we'll come to decarboxylation of calcium salts of carboxylic acid. Decarboxylation of calcium salts of carboxylic acid. So by this method, formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone can be prepared. So formaldehyde, so we'll take calcium formate. We want to prepare formaldehyde HCOH. So we'll take what? Calcium formate. So this is formic acid, HCOOH is the formic acid. So this formic acid, for calcium formate what? Calcium valency 2, formate valency 1. So calcium HCOO twice. So that is what? Calcium and HCOO minus HCOO minus. Calcium formate. So this is calcium plus 2, SCO minus, calcium formate. So when calcium formate we take, if we heat it, this will what happen? This calcium will take out a molecule of calcium carbonate. Molecule of calcium carbonate will be lost. So we'll take calcium formate. So when anhydrous calcium formate is strongly heated, undergoes dry distillation, we will take anhydrous calcium formate. Formic acid, so HCO minus calcium, so HCOO minus HCOO minus calcium plus 2. These are ionic compound. Some books they write here covalent bond. Please don't do that. Some books they are writing covalent bond here. It's never a covalent compound. It's an ionic compound. It is salt, calcium formate. So when this is heated strongly, and it is anhydrous state, we will take anhydrous calcium formate. On heating, this calcium will take calcium carbonate. So this will go as a calcium carbonate. CaCOO, calcium carbonate will be lost. So who remains here? HCO. We get HCOH, formaldehyde, plus we get calcium carbonate. So this is the purest form of preparation of formaldehyde. We take formic acid, treat it with calcium hydroxide, that will form calcium formate. The calcium formate on heating, strong heating, undergoes dry distillation. So this method is called dry distillation. In dry state is heated, so we get formaldehyde and calcium carbonate. Now we want to prepare acetaldehyde. So when you want to prepare acetaldehyde, we will take a mixture of calcium formate and calcium acetate, because we want CH3COH. So H we will get from formic acid and CH3CO we will get from acetic acid. So a mixture of anhydrous calcium acetate and calcium formate, when heated strongly, undergoes dry distillation or decarboxylation to produce acetaldehyde. That is what? calcium acetate, CH3CO minus, CH3CO minus calcium, and here Ca+2. This is calcium acetate. And we'll take calcium formate HCO minus, HCOO minus, Ca+2. This is calcium acetate and this is calcium formate. And we heat it strongly. So this molecule will lose a molecule of calcium carbonate. This molecule will lose a molecule of calcium carbonate. This will lose a molecule of calcium carbonate. This will lose a calcium carbonate. So we get CH3, HCO. So we get 2 molecules of acetaldehyde. 2 molecules of acetaldehyde plus 2 molecules of calcium carbonate. We got here acetaldehyde. When equimolar quantity of anhydrous calcium acetate and calcium formate are strongly heated, undergoes dry distillation or decarboxylation to produce acetaldehyde in pure form. Now if you want to prepare acetone, only you will take calcium acetate. If you only take calcium acetate, then acetone is formed. If you take calcium acetate, only calcium acetate, if we take CH3CO minus, this calcium acetate, on heating, this undergoes dry distillation. Calcium carbonate goes, who remains? CH3CO. We get CH3CO plus calcium carbonate. This is acetone. So when anhydrous calcium acetate is strongly heated, undergoes dry distillation to produce acetone. Children, you see this reaction. If you see this reaction, then entire thing comes. If you heat calcium formate HCO, you get formaldehyde. If you heat calcium acetate, CH3CO, acetone. If you take a mixture, you get acetaldehyde. If a student writes this equation, then he writes all the 3 things. Only from here he will copy for acetone and we will copy for formaldehyde. If this calcium formate HCO, calcium acetate, CH3CO, acetone and formaldehyde, and if you mix these 2, we get acetaldehyde. So this method is used as a laboratory method of preparation of formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone. Most often 12th class students, they get in examination, they get a question always, what happens when calcium acetate is heated, or what happens when calcium formate is heated, or what happens when a mixture of calcium formate and calcium acetate is heated. So these also you may get a question as a 2-mark question. It may come as a long question, 7-mark question or 3-mark question, or it may come as a 1-mark, 2-mark question also, or you may get a chain reaction also this. So this completes your general methods of preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Now we'll come to the methods for preparation of aldehydes only. There are 2 name reactions. So methods for preparation of aldehyde only. By this method, only aldehyde can be prepared, not the ketone. So the 2 methods are, 1 RS, I told you HOD, head of the department, Royal Society, R, Rosenmund's reduction, S, Stephens reduction. You will take RS. We take RS. So R is Rosenmund's reduction. Rosenmund's reduction, and S is Stephens reduction. So these are very important methods, because again when we will read our benzaldehyde and benzophenone, at that time benzaldehyde, we will prepare a preparation of benzaldehyde, we will use this Rosenmund's reduction and Stephens reduction there. Only in place of R we will write AR. Now let us first read this Rosenmund's reduction. This is the method for preparation of only aldehyde. Then the Rosenmund is the scientist and is a reduction. So when an acid chloride is heated or is reduced by heating with palladium and barium sulfate, undergoes specific reduction to produce the corresponding aldehyde. That means you will take a acid chloride in Rosenmund's reduction. This will take the acid chloride and it is heated with palladium supported by barium sulfate. It is heated. Barium sulfate. This undergoes reduction to produce the aldehyde. So whatever aldehyde we want to prepare, we will take the acid chloride. Suppose we want to prepare acetaldehyde, we will take acetyl chloride. So when it is heated with barium supported by barium sulfate, palladium is the actually reducing agent. It causes the reduction, and barium sulfate is supported by barium sulfate. This. So CS3, CuCl will take palladium. You can write better like this, palladium hydrogen supported by barium in presence of, you can write like this, supported by barium sulfate. So why barium sulfate? Now this barium sulfate is a insoluble compound. Barium sulfate is insoluble salt. It stops the reaction there, because this palladium is a reducing agent. When you are heating with hydrogen, when an acid chloride is heated with hydrogen in presence of palladium supported by barium sulfate, undergoes reduction to produce the aldehyde. So the palladium and hydrogen, they are the reducing agent and we are heating it. So what will happen? Aldehyde will be again reduced to primary alcohol. We have read reduction of primary alcohol. Reduction of aldehyde is a method of primary alcohol. So aldehyde may give us the primary alcohol. So it will stop the reaction there, will not allow the reaction to proceed further. So we will take this hydrogen in presence of, we are taking this palladium and supported by barium sulfate. So this barium sulfate catalyzes the reaction, stop the reaction there. So this one chlorine will go and this will form acetaldehyde, CH3COH plus HCl. We get here acetaldehyde and this is acetyl chloride. Acetyl chloride. If you want propionaldehyde, you will take propionyl chloride. Suppose you take CH3, CH2, CO, Cl we take and we heat with hydrogen in presence of palladium supported by barium sulfate. So this will produce as propionaldehyde, CH3, CH2, COH, propionaldehyde plus HCl. We will get propionaldehyde plus HCl. So this barium sulfate stops the reaction, it poisons the catalyst. So this barium sulfate poisons the catalyst. It poisons the catalyst. So barium sulfate poisons the catalyst, catalytic activity of palladium. because otherwise this aldehyde will be reduced to primary alcohol. This aldehyde will reduce to primary alcohol. So this barium sulfate poisons the catalytic activity of palladium, stops the reaction there. So this is a very important reaction. You may get a question for this, a short note on Rosenmund's reduction. The Rosenmund's reduction is used to prepare an aldehyde on reduction of an acid chloride. When an acid chloride is heated with hydrogen in presence of palladium supported by barium sulfate, undergoes reduction to form the corresponding aldehyde. Acetyl chloride on reduction produces acetaldehyde. By this method, we cannot prepare formaldehyde. Formaldehyde cannot be prepared by this method. We cannot prepare formaldehyde by this method. For formyl chloride, if we take to prepare formaldehyde, what you will take? You will take, if you take formyl chloride, one can get formaldehyde, but formyl chloride is unstable. Formyl chloride is unstable. Formyl chloride is unstable. Hence, it cannot, you cannot get formaldehyde by taking formyl chloride. Formaldehyde cannot be prepared by Rosenmund's reduction because formyl chloride is unstable. This decomposes to form carbon monoxide and Cl. This decomposes to produce carbon monoxide and HCl, will not give formaldehyde. Hence, formyl chloride, Rosenmund's reduction can be used only for acetaldehyde and all other aldehydes, and ketone cannot be prepared by this Rosenmund's reduction. Ketones cannot be prepared by Rosenmund's reduction. Now we will come to the next is Stefan's reduction. Stefan's reduction. So these are also very important methods. Most of the question comes to us in our exam. Stefan's reduction, short note you may get. What is this? Now when you take an acid nitrile, alkane nitrile, we'll take here an alkane nitrile. Means alkyl cyanide, R, C, triple bond N. When alkyl cyanide is reduced by what? In presence of reduced how? By heating with hydrogen in presence of stannous chloride and concentrated HCl. Stannous chloride and concentrated HCl, first step. Then second step, then it is hydrolyzed. Hydrolysis by what? Warm water. We get the aldehyde is produced. So you first, if you keep in your mind, that means cyanogen group is forming aldehyde. Cyanogen group is forming aldehyde. I told you cyanogen synthesis. I will, after this completing aldehyde, before I go to carboxylic acid, I will take 10-15 minutes and teach you cyanogen synthesis. You can, the cyanogen group can give you aldehyde, carboxylic acid, alcohol, amines, alkane, everything can be obtained. So that is called cyano. So when an alkyl cyanide is called alkane nitrile, or it is called alkyl cyanide, is reduced by heating with stannous chloride and HCl, then followed by hydrolysis with warm water, the aldehyde is produced. So this is the principle. Now we will go to write the stepwise reaction. We will write the stepwise reaction, how the stepwise reaction will take place. What is that? We are taking alkyl cyanide, RCN. So like this. So this is the sigma bond, there are 2 pi bonds. And we are heating this with hydrogen and reducing agent is stannous chloride, and we are supported by HCl. So this HCl also takes part in chemical reaction. So this HCl and hydrogen both will react with this. So this one pi bond will break and hydrogen will be added. So what this will form? This will form RCH double bond NH, aldamine. Aldamine. Imine. NH group is called imine, and RCH is called RCHO is aldehyde. This is imine, aldamine. And this is basic. This is a base. NH3, NH2, NH, they are basic. So this is a base, hence this HCl remains there as like this. Is a mixed salt. So this is aldamine hydrogen chloride. So aldamine hydrogen chloride. This forms aldamine hydrogen chloride. We got this unstable compound. We will. So this is a precipitate. This comes as a precipitate. This comes as a precipitate. When you take this is alkyl cyanide. When an alkyl cyanide is heated with hydrogen in presence of stannous chloride and Cl, undergoes reduction. This undergoes reduction to produce aldamine hydrogen chloride, which is filtered off. And that filtered up, that comes as a precipitate. Now this precipitate, aldamine hydrogen chloride, or CH double bond NH HCl. Now this is hydrolyzed. This is hydrolyzed. Then what will happen? So this NH HCl and 2H. This NH HCl and 2H. So all this they go. NH 2H will form NH3. NH3 plus HCl will form what? NH4Cl. This will form NH4Cl. Ammonium chloride plus RCOH. So we get the aldehyde. This is one of the very pure method of preparation of aldehyde. When an alkyl cyanide or alkane nitrile is heated with hydrogen in presence of stannous chloride and constant HCl, undergoes reduction to produce aldamine hydrogen chloride. The aldamine hydrogen chloride then react on hydrolysis. This reaction is what? HOH. This is warm water. We take here warm water. This is warm water, and the reaction is hydrolysis. This undergoes hydrolysis. So this NH, HCl, 2H, they goes NH4Cl, ammonium chloride, and this is aldehyde you get. Now suppose you want to prepare acetaldehyde. We will take, so in place of R, we will take CH3. So we will take CH3, C, and this is methyl cyanide. And its other name is acetonitrile. This is also called acetonitrile. Acetonitrile. This acetonitrile, then it is heated with hydrogen in presence of stannous chloride and concentrated HCl heat. This undergoes, first step is reduction to produce aldamine hydrogen chloride, CH3, CH double bond NH HCl. There is aldamine hydrogen chloride, and this is filtered out, and this comes as a precipitate. Now this aldamine hydrogen chloride, CH3, CH double bond NH HCl, and this upon hydrolysis. How it is done? by warming with water. This is warm water, and this undergoes hydrolysis. So this NH, HCl, H, all these they go as NH4Cl plus CH3 CHO. This is acetaldehyde. So this is a method for preparation of acetaldehyde Stephens reduction. So by this method we cannot prepare formaldehyde. Formaldehyde cannot be prepared by this method, and also we cannot prepare ketone by this method. So this Stephens reduction and Rosenmund's reduction, you will get a short note in your exam also, and you can get also a chain reaction. An organic compound A treated with water, treated with mercury chloride and sulfuric acid, formed compound B, which on oxidation with alkaline KMnO4 form the compound C, which on treated with ammonia, heated with ammonia, form the compound D, which upon treating with stannous chloride HCl and warm water form the compound having molecular formula C2H4O. Find out A, B, C, D, E. This may be a problem too also. So acetylene, water, hydration, water forms acetaldehyde. Then it forms acetic acid, on oxidation acetic acid. Then with ammonia it forms acetamide. On heating it undergoes dehydration to form methyl cyanide. Methyl cyanide, then stannous chloride HCl, water undergoes Stephens reduction to form acetaldehyde. You see the whole thing, whole preparation of this aldehyde, there can be a one chain reaction also. One question, one chain reaction they may ask us. Or in entrance exam they may give the question and they say A, B, C, D, E, R. Probable answers will be there. So children, you have done now the properties, preparation of the aldehydes and ketones, general methods and specific methods of aldehyde. Now next class we will be studying the structure of carbonyl compounds. Then what are the properties the carbonyl compounds they will exhibit. So I will be appealing you to subscribe our channel by pressing the bell icon and like the thumbnail, like it. Once you like and subscribe the channel, you are following our channel. So next class when I am uploading the preparation, the properties of aldehydes and ketones, automatically you will get. And when our next class will be this, and go through the what I am teaching on the board, and I am going line by line, word by word. I am teaching you, I am explaining everywhere. Still then, if you have any doubt anywhere, you can write your comment in the comment box. You go down the comment box, write your question. So the next class when I will come, I will be answering your question. Or there also in the comment box, I can give you the answer. I am giving the answer also. Many answers I am giving you in that comment box and answering this. So go read that comment box. Anything you want to know about this or any suggestions, just like a boy asked me why acetone is called acetone. I have answered why acetone is called acetone. Thank you very much for subscribing our channel, and next class we will be studying the structure and properties of carbonyl compounds.